Okay, so welcome everybody to our Pet Boss Club monthly expert training. And today I have Brandon Swenson, I'm sorry, right? Swenson, from
Swenson.
Swenson from NextPaw, who is a Pet Boss Nation partner. And I have said before, and I'll say it again, they're changing the face of bringing our independent retailers into the digital age with mobile-friendly websites and helping drive traffic to their local businesses. They're a game changer for the pet industry, and many of our customers and club members have already worked with Brandon for their website updates. Some of you have been thinking about it, and this training today isn't by no means like a pitch to join NextPaw. He's actually going to give you a lot of detail into digital advertising best practices. But I just wanted to introduce Brandon and NextPaw. So Brandon, why don't you go and take it from here and give us a little bit of background about yourself and how your career before NextPaw and then what NextPaw is all about.
Sure. Nice to meet everyone. Yeah, we're very, very excited to be here. Thank you, Candace, for having me today. Yeah, my background is digital marketing and development. I've been doing this for over 16 years. The first half of my career was really focused around e-commerce. So I started in, my first job was at Bluehost. So some of you might even use Bluehost for your web hosting services. That's how I got started in the industry of internet, website design, development, and hosting. First half of my career was e-commerce. So I've taken 3 brands from selling thousands of dollars a month in online retail to over $1 million per month in online retail sales. Wow. I've also managed multi-million-dollar budgets monthly across Google, Facebook, Bing, and Instagram. And then halfway through my career, I pivoted directions and I went into helping brick and mortar businesses on either their retail or service side develop and grow, but everything I do is online. Leave it to Candace, all you guys in-store strategies, which is amazing. There's so much you can do in store. And, I'm all about the online initiative and being found and being chosen and getting people, to our businesses for either the services that we offer and sell or the products that we want to sell. Mm-hmm. So that's a little bit about me. I love what I do. I have a huge passion for it. My passion has always been helping businesses grow and thrive. I did it for so long. I said, you know what, I got to go into business for myself. Let's do this. And I started a digital marketing firm probably about 7 years ago called SEO Pros out of Utah. We helped local businesses nationally for over 4 years. And, 2 years ago, we started developing NextPaw. And it's been pretty awesome to see the feedback and positive feedback we've had from the industry this year. We really didn't know. We just saw an opportunity in this industry to come in and really help retailers and pet service providers in a lot of different ways that we see this industry needs. So we don't fluff around. We're very blunt. We're very honest about what we do. I'm excited to talk to everyone today about digital advertising, which is totally the opposite of NextPaw. We're focused on the organic side and the online foundation of a business locally. Whereas today I'm going to be talking about the paid advertising strategies that can go into play between Google and Facebook.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Let's just clarify that again, that one piece again. So all, a website has things that are built into it that help drive the natural traffic, that unpaid traffic. And
absolutely.
Then, yeah.
So
and what would those things be? Real quick, like 30-second elevator pitch on those things that a website needs to get that local.
Well, every business should be focused on 2 sides. There's the organic side, which is being able to show up organically, which is free traffic and free visibility wherever someone is searching or looking. And a website has a lot to do with that. Your website should be mobile responsive. It should be the user experience should be fantastic. Why? Because Google and search engines compare how people engage on your website to your local competitors. Your goal with your website should be to keep people engaged and clicking around, because Google monitors everything that they do. How many pages did they click through? How long did they stay? How far did they watch a video? All those user engagement metrics, Google compares to your competitors' websites locally. And so that's one of the factors that, that is looked at.
Yes, you've got that. That's all stuff that's searchable. Unpaid is when someone actually types from dog food near me, or
Yeah.
a cat collar with bell. You know, like they're typing a specific thing. They're actually searching for it themselves.
Yep. And you as a local business can either pay to be there for that term, or if you do the right things organically, you could probably show up for free.
Yeah, for free. And so that's what you help them do with NextPaw. And that's what we'll be talking about later this summer,
Yes.
early fall. And then the paid version of it is the digital advertising. And then there are ways to be smart about how you use your paid advertising. And that's what we're going to talk about today, guys. All right. Well, Brandon, I will let you share your slides here, and you can take it over from here. And as you guys, as you're watching, if you have any questions, you can type them in the chat. If I see them come up in the chat and they're relative to what Brandon's talking about, I will bring it up right then. I might interrupt you, Brandon. Sorry. And if it can wait till the end, we'll wait till the end. Okay. All right.
That's good. All right. Sharing screen now. Let's see how effective this is.
I can see it.
All right. Uno moments.
Oh, and for everybody, Brandon has given me these slides. They will be available in the membership portal when we're done.
Awesome. All right. So today we're talking digital advertising, best practices for pet professionals. Our goal here is we want to be a part of our customer's journey. Why? Because the customer's journey today begins online, and there's a journey to your store, and then there's another journey from when they get to your store, and so on from there. So what do consumers want, right? Consumers today, they don't really care about the future of retail as much as, we all do, but they're busy creating that future. Consumers today, they want greater convenience. They want better value. Consumers want excitement. They want to be able to relate with your brand. They want to have a social connection with your brand, and they want you as a local business to be authentic. I would say a lot of consumers locally would rather support a local business than a national chain, and that's really where a lot of local businesses have an edge. It's just figuring out how to tap into that. But as a local business, it's your job to ensure that you're taking the right steps to be in front of local consumers, local pet owners during their times of need, right? Because when somebody needs something, that's the best time to be in front of them. Mm-hmm. So what are those needs? So we have 4 needs, or what we call micro moments. Google actually released these to the industry some years ago. And real quickly, these are moments that people have every single day, right? People want to know about things. They want to go places. They want to do things. They want to buy things. And it's in these moments that consumers want what they want when they want it. And if we can, as a local business, be in front of consumers during these moments, we have the best shot of impressing them, getting them to our store, and being able to provide that customer experience that fuels that word of mouth cycle. So let's talk about these for a minute. I want to know things. So I want to know about raw pet food. So I'm Googling, I'm searching things. I'm learning about raw pet food. I want to go places. I have a dog that has a need. I'm looking for a local pet store to go to, or you know what? I really need a dog trainer for my dog. So I'm going to go find a local dog trainer. Or I want to do something. Maybe I want to try maybe I'm switching to raw cat food. I heard about all the benefits and I want to go try that. And of course, every local business wants to be in front of people when they want to buy. That's the best moment, because people who have intent to buy, they're looking to go somewhere to go spend some money. So let's go get in front of that. So there are a lot of ways that you can market your business to make that happen. And there's traditional marketing and there's digital marketing. I think we can run a poll in here, right? Or I can ask a question. So, you comment in the chats, how many of you are actually paying and putting advertising dollars into traditional marketing?
Yeah, they would have to.
No discussion. Okay, I see it. We're next time. I was like, is there a Q&A?
I know. I'm like, I clicked the poll button and it had me pop over my other screen. I'll try to get it up.
Oh, there's a chat. Okay, I got it. So people are chatting. So I see you, Tiffany. Nice job. Digital marketing is where it's at. So we got radio. Someone mentioned radio. Radio is expensive, right? Let's talk radio for a minute. I've seen companies spend $5,000 a month on radio ads. And it's so hard because radio is all about branding and consistency. So you have to do it every single month, and then people start to hear it, and that message rings over and over, and it works. But it's expensive. You could go, paper, Valpax, hometown magazines. There's so many options. You might have a local newspaper that, you know, wants to give you a deal because you're a local business, but it's still probably going to be expensive. Yeah. And from my experience, I've been doing this a long time, the return on traditional marketing is very hard to track. It's not very measurable. And the return today is nowhere near the return of digital marketing when your advertising dollars are spent correctly, which is kind of the hard part I think a lot of businesses have. And so I'm a big proponent of digital marketing. You know, taking your budgets from traditional marketing and putting them into digital is one of the best decisions you can do as a business. You can take TV, for example. TV ads are expensive. You can't measure those results, but you know, suddenly YouTube is now this option. YouTube has more viewership than any TV channel out there, and you have far more control over those YouTube ads, you know, especially at the local level. Just an example. So digital marketing, it's where it's at. So let's talk digital marketing, specifically two components of that: Facebook ads and Google ads. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. Is, you know, which platform is right for your business. And I'd honestly say both, but it always comes down to your budget and being able to put your budget into the right place. So Facebook, right? It's paid social. You're able to target very specific audiences. You can target people based on their location, based on what they like, what they're interested in, behaviors, based on their income, based on their demographic. I mean, Facebook is the largest you know, medium online that provides you with demographic targeting that's more detailed than any option on the planet. So you can really hone down and get in front of your target customer locally using Facebook. But Facebook is also an interruption. You know, I say this to a lot of people, like, you're interrupting people when you're on social media. You know, when I'm browsing through my feed on Facebook, I'm not looking to go buy pet food. You know, I'm looking to be entertained. I'm looking to see what my family, what my friends are doing. You know, there's pages that I follow. Like, that's great. And when I see, you know, a promotion or something come through, I'm like, you know, whatever. So there's a difference between Facebook ads versus Google, because on Google, you can target people's intention. You know, I'm looking to go to a pet store near me. I want to be in front of that search. So you can target people's intentions, and you can target them based on keywords, as well as some demographics that we'll get into. So where are those ads placed, right? Hopefully we're all here very familiar with Facebook and Google. You know, we use them every single day, and we're pretty familiar on where these ads can go. Well, Facebook owns Instagram. So anything you do on Facebook ads, you can target Instagram as well. That's where a lot of millennials are. And we care about that because millennials are the largest group of pet owners in the country. We need to be doing what we can to be in front of them. So your ads can show on the news feeds. You can do messenger ads. You can target their audience network. And then with Google, you've got the display network. You've got Google Play, Google Search. You got YouTube. There's a lot of opportunities, but the audience size is enormous. You know, Google has 3.5 billion searches a day, and Facebook has 1.4 billion active users a day. You know, anybody that says, oh, my target customers aren't there is lying. Like, they are there. You have a target customers there. Or, you know, I've talked with some retailers and they're saying, oh, you know, I think everyone knows about me in town. Sure, you can think that, and you've got a good customer base, but I guarantee you've got a lot of customers in town that are either going elsewhere or they're not going to you for a reason. Let's give them a reason. Let's get in front of a new audience. So cost, right? Let's talk about cost for a minute. Facebook ads are really cheap. You can throw $20 and boost a post and reach, you know, 1,000+ people locally in your community. AdWords is a little expensive. You pay for each click. With Facebook, you can put a daily budget and say, you know what, I'm willing to spend $5, $10 a day, and I want this ad to show as much as Facebook is willing to show this ad on a daily basis. Whereas with Google, you target people's keywords. So you might want to target pet store near me, and every time someone clicks on your ad for that term, you're going to pay a dollar amount for each individual click. So it's a little different. Now, the cost per clicks in general is all over the board. You know, I've played in a lot of different industries. I used to play a lot in the legal industry with attorneys, personal injury attorneys. We would spend anywhere from $100 to $600 a click. So things can get really expensive really fast. In the pet industry, the average cost per click on something like Pet Store Near Me is $1, which is insane. It's very cheap.
Really cheap. Yeah.
It's so cheap. And it's mind-boggling because it's also very untapped and no one's doing it. You know who's doing this? Your big box chain competitors. You know, PetSmart, Petco, you know, Amazon and Chewy. I mean, they're doing it, and they're targeting your customers that they're in the local markets because you aren't. You're not paying for it. So you can pay $1, right, to have your ad show up at the top locally when someone's Googling, you know, Pet Store Near Me. Where do I go buy dog food? Cat food store near me. So it's extremely inexpensive, but it's also very untapped. You know, I'm here in Utah, and I was doing a bunch of searches trying to find any local store advertising, and there's no one in Utah is. I've talked with, you know, being in NextPaw, you know, we've talked with quite a few people over the last 4 months, and there's been two people that actually have a budget.
Well, what I think is interesting too, though, is that when you are a pet retailer or even a service provider, I guess in that sense, you already get all the stuff that you need through your business. So you don't actually shop for these supplies that often. Now, because that's how I was when I was a pet store owner. I never needed to actually go find a pet store. Now that I don't own my own store and I moved out of the city, I constantly am looking pet store near me, pet supplies near me. And as a consumer, people search that a lot. But you're right. I don't think the businesses think to actually advertise to that.
Yeah. And it's an opportunity we can take advantage of, but it always comes down to the budget. Mm. So let's talk about, you know, the types of targeting you can do with Facebook. You can target people based on their location. You can target your city, but what I've seen most effective is when you target all your zip codes. Target all the zip codes. It's worth your time to do the research. Go to Wikipedia, you know, Google zip codes in Salt Lake City, Utah. Get that full list of zip codes in all the cities or neighborhoods surrounding your store at a certain mile radius. Compile a list of all those zip codes, and then when you run an ad, rather than just targeting your city, target your zip codes and put the full list of zip codes in there. Mm-hmm. Interests. You can target people's, you know, what they like. Like, obviously I want to target people who like dogs. Like, if I'm promoting something locally that has anything to do with dogs, I should make sure that my interests are dog based. Sure, you can target everyone in your city, but now you're including all the people that might not like dogs or don't have a dog or, you know, don't have any pets at all. So it's very easy to just go, yeah, I want to target people who like dogs and segment that market with just one interest. But you can do a lot more with interest targeting. I'm going to show you that in a minute. And then custom audiences. You can define custom audiences. There's a thing called a Facebook pixel. And if you throw this pixel on your website, Facebook will track everybody that goes to your website and what they do. Well, you can say, well, if I want to take all the people that go to my website and visit my dog food page, and I want to put just those people into an audience so that when I run an ad, I'm running an ad to all the people that have historically visited my dog food page. So you can really, you don't just target people's demographics on Facebook. You can now target people based on their behaviors on your own website. You can always get down to age groups, genders, the relationship statuses, parental statuses, income levels. You know, we all care about raw. You know, raw food is the fastest growing category in the country. So how are we going to get and target people who care about raw? You know, millennials more and more are becoming better pet parents, and they're willing to spend more on their dogs. But it's the people who, you know, might make a little more money who are willing to do that. So if I'm going to pay advertising dollars to get in front of a target audience, I'm probably going to target people who have a higher income. And then lookalike audiences. One of my favorites right there. So I hope a lot of you are gathering your customers' information, you know, their phone numbers, their email addresses. I know Candace talks about this a lot. It's so important. That data is valuable, but one of the ways that you can use that data is to create a lookalike audience. So you can take a list of your last 2,000 customers that have come to you over the last year and a half or something, and let's say you have email addresses for some of them and phone numbers for some of them. Well, Facebook has a way for you to put that in a spreadsheet and upload it to Facebook and say, I want to create an audience of all of the other people in my area who have similar demographics who look like these people that have come to my store. And you can say, I want all the people who aren't in this list. So it's a very easy way for you to say, let's create a lookalike audience of all the customers that have come to my store in the last year and a half, but all the people locally who haven't come to my store who have the similar demographics. That's a very powerful list to have. And then you can target people with those ads, making your advertising dollars go a lot farther, because your return on that's going to be much higher, because the people seeing those ads are more likely to come to your store. Now with Google, you don't have that many options. You can target people based on their location, which you should always do. And same thing I've seen with Google. If you target people's zip codes, you can always target the city. You can target a region. They have a tool in there that lets you define a map, and that's the lazy way to do it. Just like, oh yeah, I want to target everybody over here. Define the zip codes. Google will cater your ads if they're very targeted and defined to a zip code. You can target people based on their devices. I want to show ads that only show on mobile devices versus desktop. And then of course it's keywords. Keywords are everything, and knowing what people are searching for is a big deal. And Google has a tool in their program at Google Ads called a keyword planner. And you can use that tool to plan out and research what keywords you might want to focus and put them into a group that you then target. You can also target, age, gender, parental status, and retargeting we'll get into in a minute. So the targeting differences are a little different between Facebook and Google, but they're both very effective. Yeah, you can target your competition. Some people don't want to target their competition because if you're in a service industry, somebody might be looking specifically for that competitor for a reason. They heard about them. And if your ad shows up and they call you, they're going to be disappointed that it wasn't you. However, on the retail side, I would 100% agree you should target your competition. Target all the local stores that you know in your area, and make sure that your ads are showing up in front of your competitor ads. All right, moving on. Oh yeah, that's my dog. He's super happy about targeting. So Facebook, you want to choose Facebook if you want to create awareness. So radio ads are very expensive, right? And you have to be consistent with it. Whereas Facebook, you could spend, less than half as much, reach a larger audience, control that message, have a visual behind it, which you can't do with radio, and you can really have a lot of inexpensive branding happening. You're able to grow your audience, right? If we can get people to like our page, every time we do an organic post, our chances of more people locally seeing that post grow. So we want to grow our audience. And then with Google Ads, it's all about driving that sale, getting someone to the store, getting someone to our service, because we can target their intentions. So Facebook, when you start targeting or advertising on Facebook, the very first thing you want to decide before you just decide to go boost a post or just run an ad is, what is your goal? What is your objective? Is my objective to go and get likes? If that's your objective, then everything about your ad should be focused on getting someone to your page, to like your page. It's not to get someone in your store, and you also need to understand that. When you're putting dollars behind that objective, that's your objective. It's not to grow revenue. It's not to get people in the store. It's to get likes, and you have to be okay with that. You might have an objective of getting people to the store. So you're promoting an offer or a coupon and giving people a reason and incentivizing them to come to the store, and that's your goal. You're trying to make that happen. Or you might be trying to build a list, right? You want to get leads for a reason, to get more people's information so that you can do things with that information. So you always want to have an objective before you start. Once you have your objective defined, then it comes down to defining your audience, and who that audience is. And you can save your audiences. So don't think you have to spend all this time creating your audience every single go. Create your audience and save it, so the next time you run an ad, you can just say, yeah, that's the audience I want to pick. Now, when you create your audience, this is a view from the back end of Facebook. A lot of people I talk to, they just use boosts and they boost their posts. I strongly recommend to create your business account on Facebook. I think it's just ads.facebook or business.facebook.com. And that's where you create your business account for your local store. And once you have your business account on Facebook, you can run ads, and you have a lot more features than just boosting a post. Now, when you are creating your ad and you choose your objective and you get to this stage where you're defining your audience, on the right-hand side over here, you see potential audience. That's your potential reach. Facebook is fully transparent with you, and they tell you how many potential people you can likely get in front of based on how defined you get with your audience targeting. So in this example, I'm just targeting people in the United States between 30 and 39, both men and women, who have an income level of $75,000 or higher. And they need to be vegetarian, as you can see in this picture. So my potential reach is 8,400 people. Now, once you define these basic targeting, then you get into the interest targeting. And this is where you can have a lot of fun, but it's also where Facebook hides a lot of things from you. They show the same interest categories to every advertiser. And I'm going to give you a tool here that you can get a bit more defined. Now, once you've defined the zip codes, the areas you want to target people's interests. Target people who like pets, who like dogs, who likes cats. But then you can see you can have additional interests below that. So you can say, I want to target dog lovers who are interested in raw feeding. Suddenly my target demographic went from this to this. It's extremely targeted. Mm-hmm. And I'm very confident about my ad going out there and getting in front of these people.
Can I interject real quick? So for everybody, I was just at my mastermind this weekend and we did learn about Facebook ads. And one of the things I was doing, because it was, when I didn't do this, it was like narrow it. Well, for me, I'm B2B, so it was a little different. But what he was really training was that in these interest areas to have different, to only make one kind of ad set that had one interest. So if it was dog lover, and then just put a minimal amount, like let's say you have $100 to budget every month. You could say, okay, we're going to put $10 behind dog lovers, $10 behind cat lovers, and $10 behind, I don't know, fish, or something, right? And you could still niche it locally, but that way you could actually like test which ones are performing better, and what the interest group was that was performing better. I was previously just lumping them all together because I thought it would get my audience too small, or my audience was too small when I didn't do that now because I'm B2B. But I don't know what your recommendation is on that, or if that's a more advanced thing we could go into later. But
so, A/B testing ads or audiences is a thing. Typically, people will A/B test when they have larger budgets. When you have one goal, you can really define typically one audience for that one goal. Now, one thing that you mentioned was, you could target just dog lovers, right? That's okay to an extent. But if you have a very specific product that you're wanting to promote, and that there's probably more defined interest, people have more defined interest that you can cater around to that potential consumer that wants to buy this one product, you want to get even more detailed on the interests that person might have. Mm-hmm. And Facebook doesn't really give you all of the available interests directly in their tool. There's a third-party tool you can use. There's a few of them that actually tap into Facebook's API that allow you to find a lot of other interests relating to a topic. And what that'll do is, like in this example, I'm targeting cat lover, dog lovers, pets, who are people who are interested in also raw feeding. And you see my potential reach is 54,000 people. Well, if I were to define this further and add more interest, that potential reach will continue to refine itself. And I might be able to get it down to 8,000 people. But if it's 8,000 people that directly match all of my interests and they're in my target area and they match my criteria, that's a much better audience to target than the 50,000 people that you could target. Mm-hmm. And to do that, I'll show you this tool. This is called interestexplorer.io. It's a one-time fee. You can pay $100 and get lifetime access to it, but only do it if you're serious about kind of getting very consistent with Facebook ads. I just put dog in here, and there are 477 interests related to dog that Facebook's not going to show you, but you can actually add these to your ad targeting. So I just sorted it by audience size right here. So you can go low, small, and then what you can do is you can go, like dogs. I like that. Dogs British band. It's probably not it, but dog breed, puppy, dog food, training, Snoop Dogg. Yeah. Hot dog. No. Dog walking. Yeah. Like people who like to walk their dogs. I want to target them, but you probably wouldn't think of that when you're creating your ad. So this is a great tool to put in a topic and then see what are all the other things that I should target that I am not going to think about because I'm not a computer. But dog grooming, people who like animal rescue groups, hell yeah. People who have German Shepherds and pit bulls, absolutely. People who like to go to dog parks, totally. Pugs, different breeds, these are great.
How do you get these to populate for you then?
So what you do is so everyone I'm clicking on here,
oh, I see,
adds it to the top, and then you can copy this. And once it's copied and you go back to your interests, you can paste these in and all those interests will pop into your list.
Nice.
So it's pretty cool little tool to help you further define your interest targeting. All right, moving on. So once you've got your objectives and you've got your audiences fully built out, then you choose and define where your ads are going to go. You can target the news feed. You can target the news feed on desktop and mobile devices. You can target Instagram news feed, and you can have the little snippet ads on the right-hand side. Those smaller ads do not perform the best. So it's typically best to just target your news feed if you have a smaller budget. If you have a bigger budget, target everywhere. So what kind of ads are people running? Like I said, I don't see a lot of local retailers doing ads. So the ads I was able to pull are big box chain competitors, PetSmart and Chewy.com. One of the things that's really cool, a lot of people don't know, is if you look at any Facebook page for your competitor or a big box advertiser, there's now an option on their Facebook page at the bottom left in the menu that says ads and info. And if you click on that, Facebook will show you all the advertisements your competitors are running, which is a kind of a sneaky way to get in and see what is my competition doing? What messaging are they using? What ads are they using? Talk about ads, right? So this first one, travel plans, give your pet the perfect staycation. A lot of us don't have pet hotels, but I love this because they ask a question, right? You're instigating someone's thought right away. Travel plans? And then a call to action. You're telling someone to do something. Then they have a visual. You'll notice all of these, they show a pet, or I recommend a person. If you run ads with people in them, they will always perform better than any ad you run without a person. You want to get more detailed in advertising. Skin, skin goes a long way. So people, skin, show your pet. But if you can kind of combine that, your ads are going to get a lot more engagement. Now, you can see these ads down here, right? Every ad has a call to action at the bottom. Stay all night and play all day, learn more. So my goal is to get people to click on that and take it to a website URL. This one in the middle is a carousel ad. So you can have different images carousel through and you can tell a story. Or you've got the Chewy ad down here, puppies on sale. Someone asked, how do you target conversions because you're not selling anything online? You're right, you cannot target conversions when you're trying to sell your products because you're trying to get people into your store. So you can't really measure based on your conversion rate. You're trying to just get people into your store. But there are other conversions you can track, and I'll show you that here in a second. So one of my favorite types of ads to run for a local business are offer ads. Offer ads are awesome. You are able to literally create a coupon that you want people locally to claim. Make an awesome coupon. You could have something coming from Astro, right, that you're aware of. You might have an incentive that you want to use to get people into the store. We'll create that offer. And what happens is when you push this offer out, people who claim it, they click that get offer button you see in this one on the right. When they claim that offer, Facebook gives them the offer in their Facebook account that they could then claim like a coupon when they could bring it to your store. But my favorite part about this is Facebook remarkets and markets for you when someone claims an offer. So for example, if I saw a local pet store and they had $10 off your first order over $50, I've never been to the store, so it's like new customers only can claim this offer. Be like, all right, I haven't been to this local store, but I want $10, off, so I'm going to claim that offer. Well, Facebook will remind me. They will give me a message, a notification that says, you have 10 days left to claim this offer. 3 days, you have 3 days left. Today's the last day to claim your offer. So Facebook markets for you. They will notify everybody who claims it to keep coming to your store, which is free. Why not do it?
I love that. I didn't know they did that. How long do you feel like that? What's a good time frame for these coupon offers?
So
like a week. 4 days? I mean, rolling for, does it roll for 4 days so you use your budget up? Like what's the?
So so if I run it, let's say this was an ad I wanted to run right here for a local pet store. I could say, all right, I'm willing to spend $100 to promote this offer over the course of 2 weeks to my local community. And so that $100 is going to be split up over 2 weeks. So you're only going to reach so many people per day because it's that small of a budget, $100 for 2 weeks. But the coupon, you'd say, doesn't expire for 6 months. So make the coupon last, but that's fine. Everybody that you get to claim that coupon over the course of those 2 weeks is now going to be notified and reminded by Facebook at a couple different intervals up towards the expiration date. So if you want people to be notified and reminded sooner.
The expiration date of the ad spend or the expiration date of the coupon?
Of the coupon. Yep. So if you want people to engage faster, make the coupon expire at the end of the month.
Okay.
Now, my other favorite ad type for really any business is one that's used to build a list. And these are lead gen campaigns. Lead gen campaigns are amazing. So when you have people come to your website, right, and you want people to fill out a form to provide you with their information. So a lot of people that they promote a piece of content or a freebie or a giveaway on their website or landing page, and you have a form that is required that someone fill out in order to get this offer. Well, people have to fill out their information, and the more fields you have, the lower your conversion rate is, and it gets difficult, to have a consistent conversion rate. Well, Facebook launched these lead gen campaigns that completely changed the internet industry, and you can run an ad that has those fields in it, but when people click your button to sign up and the form pops up on Facebook with the name, their email, their phone number, Facebook will automatically pre-fill all of those fields for the consumer so that all they do is click a button, they confirm it, they didn't have to type anything in, and you get all of their information. So let's think about how we can use this for a second. I think a lot of you have freebies you can give away. I think a lot of brands and pet food supplier brands and distributors will give you freebies and samples and things you can use to give away. Well, let's say you wanted to run an ad campaign locally where everybody who just signed up was emailed, a coupon or something to come into your store and receive like a free sample bag of all these fun, healthy food and treats. And you got their name, their email, their phone number. You sent them an automatic email with that information, trying to get them to come to your store. That's awesome. Everybody now that just fills that out, you get all their information to now put in your email campaign, your text messaging campaign, and that person got an email automatically with that information you wanted them to get. And all that consumer had to do was click one button, get the form popped up on Facebook. It's all pre-filled, and one more button, you have their information. All right. Facebook.
Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. It's kind of creepy too that Facebook has all that on us, huh? But
I don't know, right? I mean, we can go into a lot of different directions on how crazy Facebook gets with targeting and what they do with it. So I'm going to move into Google. Does anybody have any questions regarding Facebook?
There was one. It says, how would you use conversions if you're not selling online?
So that one, like I said earlier, you can't have a conversion tracked if you don't have a transaction happening. That transaction happens in your store, and you can't track the online to offline conversion. But what you could track is you could track every single person that filled out a form as a conversion.
Yeah, so one of these opt-ins.
Yep, an opt-in campaign would do it, or the offer campaign.
Offer, yeah.
Yep, so I used to run a lot of ads for restaurants, and restaurants are just, what is my return? What is my return? What is my return? And with an offer campaign, that's the closest thing you can get to it. You can go, oh, I had 112 people locally claim my offer. Now the question is, what percentage of those people are going to come into my store and use it? All right, let's go Google. Google for retail. We're service providers. So ads, where can these ads show up? Here's an example, Stella and Chewy's dog food store. When a consumer puts that into Google, you're going to have ads that show up. And of course, your national chains are going to be paying for advertising dollars to show up there. But Google will localize the organic results below it, and they will always show local advertisers here if you're there. Unfortunately, I don't see many retailers playing in this world, but this is big opportunity. That keyword right there might cost you 20 cents for that click. It's worth it. But your ads can show up at the top of search results. When I Google something, I want an ad to show up at the very top. I can pay for that. Below that, you're going to have a local pack, and below that, you're going to have organic results. So the first place is your ad spot. You can pay for that. Then you've got the local pack, which shows below that. So on the left side of my screen, this is an example of the local pack. So I did pet store near me. The only advertiser showing up is PetSmart. And then I've got a couple local pet stores and then another big box Petco. Well, you can have your ad also show up there. And then on the right side, this is from Google Maps view. And Petco also has Petco this time had their ads showing there. Two totally different advertisers, but their ads were targeting different placements. Well, you as a local business, you can do the same thing. You can say, I want to target pet store near me, dog food store near me, people looking for cat supplies. And I want my ad to show in Google search results. I want my ad to show locally on the local pack, and I want it to show in Google Maps. All different places that local consumers are using every day locally to find, pet food and supply. Now, when you define where your ads are going to go, this is where you can also define some of those demographic targeting. So Google is a little more limited. You can target genders, ages, parental statuses, and household income. That's really it. And honestly, I very, very rarely change up my Google demographic targeting. Why? Because Google only gets this demographic targeting based on people who provide Google with an account and more personal information about them. Well, Facebook, people typically tend to provide a lot of that information to Facebook. So your results on Facebook are much more accurate. Google, the best thing you can do is to target keywords. So keywords are everything. So this is an example of pet store near me. Every keyword that you want to target has an average monthly search volume. And you want to target keywords that have search volume, because those are terms that people are searching for, and it makes sense to target that term. So you can see I got pet store near me in here, but Google will provide you with keyword ideas, and they'll show you other terms that might be relevant to the keyword that you wanted to target. Now, this is in Google's keyword planner. So you can come in here and you can just type in terms and you can see things. But there's another tool I'm going to share with you called Ubersuggest. So this is a tool by Neil Patel. Neil Patel is one of the largest search engine optimization influencers in the world, and he likes to create tools for free to help people. And this is a free tool. It's just called Ubersuggest, U-B-E-R suggest. And with this tool, you can put in a keyword, and the tool will show you historically like how many searches a month. So like, let's take a look at May this year. This term had on average 450,000 searches in the month of May in the United States. That's one keyword. So you take that keyword, you split it up by 50 states, you kind of get the average volume for a state, and then you start to break it down at the city level. This is one term. Pet owners search in thousands of different ways and thousands of different keywords. So you start to add that up and you go, wow, if I as a business can show up in front of as many different terms as I can, that's more opportunity for you to be in front of local pet owners. Now, with this tool, it's going to tell you, though, the average cost per click of this term. So, I mean, pet store is 77 cents. And if I scroll down, this tool will provide you with keyword ideas as well as the average cost per click people are paying for this keyword. So pet store nearby is only 74 cents. Pet store fish near me, 84 cents. So if you're a pet store that has fish and fish supplies, definitely want to be targeting that one. Pet store online. If you're offering anything to do with online, $1.87, go for that one. But you can also see local competition and what they're doing. So if you put in pet store and your city right here, and you searched, you're going to start to see local competition ranking. And then you can click on keywords and see some of the things that they're targeting. And there's tools out there that'll let you literally see what your competitors are paying for, what they're targeting, and the ads that they're using. But again, this industry is very untapped. You just need to go after it. Target the right keywords and target the right audience and go for it. So once you've got your keywords down, you've got your ad campaigns going, you've got those search ads showing up locally in search results, in the local pack results, and in Google Maps. Well, the next thing you want to do is you want to create some ads, right? Go hit up canva.com, right? You don't need to be a professional graphic designer to make some ads. go hit up canva.com. It's a free tool. You can become a professional graphic designer in 30 minutes and make yourself some ads of the different sizes that Google wants to see. Google has a series of ad sizes. Go create your ads. And the next step is you want to target the Google Display Network. And the Google Display Network is a network of thousands and thousands of websites online that show Google ads all over them. But what's so great about this is you can create ads like the ones you're seeing here, and you can say, I want these ads to only show to people in these zip codes or cities and only on websites, right, in my state or sites that fit these certain topics. And this is huge because display ads are about, I'd say, 10 times cheaper at least than keyword-based targeting. And so it's always worth it to create ads. So when you're thinking, well, how am I going to get people locally to see my brand, to see my store, and to see a message that gets someone interested to come by, this is where display targeting comes into play. You create your ads and you target those zip codes and those topics. Now, every consumer locally who is going to all the major news sites you know about in your community, any of the websites that people go to, whether it's for events, for news, for activities, they're going to start seeing your ads, but only locally. So your marketing dollars can go a lot farther when you do this. Now, this is kind of a breakdown of your marketing funnel. There's a lot of marketing funnels out there, top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel. In this case, we're talking about the funnel that targets consumers at the right time. And the top one is here is we want to inspire and connect with our consumers, right? We want to inspire them. We want to connect with them locally in the community and make them care about us because we're a local brand and we're doing things locally that people care about. And so the best places for you to do that are in the Google Display Network because you can have images that have a visual that people locally are going to relate to. And you can have a message that people are going to relate to. You can also do it on YouTube. YouTube's great because you have the same targeting capabilities, but now you can only you're targeting people locally searching on videos and then Google search. The next one is people who are thinking. You want to inform and educate these people and influence these people to come to your store. So every single day when you have people coming to your stores, where is a lot of your time going? It's answering people's questions. People have questions about their pets, about their food, and they're wanting to be educated. Well, those aren't the only people that want to be educated. You have people every day researching online those same questions. And if you have content like blog posts that can answer those questions, run ads that target those informational questions people have and push them to your content. Because I guarantee you, if people find you as the local expert, they're also going to choose you as their local provider for their pet. And then you've got people that want to do things, or try raw pet food is the example I like to use. So you want to drive action and then care. Now you see this breakdown. Now this breakdown relates right to the micro moments from earlier, right? People who want to go places, people want to buy things, people want to do things, and people want to know about things. Well, there's a medium for you as an advertiser for all those different places. So just like with Facebook, where you want to target someone's goal or objective, it's the same thing. You want to target someone's intent, and based on their intent, you want to have your ads showing in the right mediums that people are using to find that information. All right, last part is retargeting. So retargeting is one of my, obviously, these are all my favorites. But retargeting is, you've been shopping online, you go look at that pair of shoes you really like, and suddenly every website you go to, that pair of shoes is in front of you. You're like, this is creepy. Or a lot of people are saying, you know what, I was talking to my spouse in the car about something, and somehow these sites are showing that topic to me, which these sites are saying they don't do, but I don't know. I think it does. But let's take this example. We got Bob here. He's a pet owner. That's his dog wagging his tail. And Bob visits your website. He's Googling. He's finding a place to go. He visits your website. He's not quite ready to go to your store, but he was looking for a couple different pet stores. And let's say he visited 3 different pet stores in the city. They're all 3 different websites. And let's say your website had retargeting active. Well, when he leaves your website, you've now cookied his computer. You've cookied his device is what this is called. which means everywhere Bob goes now, all the other websites he visits, your ad is going to show up to him, and you're going to follow Bob around. And what's so great about retargeting is it's free to follow people where they go. You only pay when someone re-engages with you. And
boom.
Yeah, like boom.
Because now it's all about being seen, right? And their brand recognition, and then they may actually never click, but they realize they're driving by or that you're not that far away, and then they actually come in. And you didn't
100%. Yep. It's free. Like, why are we not doing this? And what's so great is you can also dictate what that monthly budget is that you're willing to spend on re-engaged users. So if you only have $50 that you want to spend in a month to re-engage with people, well, great. You're going to re-engage with people until that $50 budget runs out. But the 10,000 impressions that you had that were following people, that was all free. And that's free branding right there. And that's why I like retargeting so much. So there's a lot of ways you can do retargeting. You can do retargeting natively in Facebook and Google. Or you can use like a tool. Tool we like is adroll.com. Adroll.com is a tool that integrates with all the different networks. You can run an ad campaign there, and you can have your ads run in that same way. You just put a little snippet or code on your website, and it does the job for you. Now with retargeting, you don't just want to. I mean, you can. A lot of people will just retarget everybody that comes to the website. But as I said earlier with Facebook, you can also retarget people based on what they do on your website. So if somebody comes to your website and they try to buy something and they go to the checkout page, but they leave, you can retarget just the people that went to the checkout step and they didn't purchase and try to get them to come back and purchase. Or if you want to target people with dog food and supply ads with a coupon on it, you only target the people that visit the dog pages of your website. And then let's say you have another ad set created with cat food and supply products and a cat food discount. Well, you can have that ad showing to the people that visit the cat pages on your website. So you can really get defined with how you want those ads to show up and test that. All right. So Google, Facebook, retargeting. Those are my suggestions. I'll move this back to Candace.
Yeah. So why don't you guys stop sharing real quick on your screen? Well, one, thank you so much. That was really, really, really insightful. I love how you broke down and showed us kind of some of the variations of ads, but then really got specific on the ones that would be impactful to our businesses. So thank you.
Absolutely.
The questions I have for you, and I know I didn't prep this in advance for you, and I'm sure it will come off the top of your head, but let's talk about the process to just getting started to do any of this themselves, right? I mean, obviously they can hire someone to help them, but at the basic level, if they don't own their Google My Business account, let's talk about Google first, because, getting the process for using all the Google tools that are available to us from the start to being able, because I'm sure if they went to create an AdRoll account or open an AdRoll account, they would need to know all those things, right? So what is the very first thing, and what's kind of a good process for them to start playing around with either the retargeting or some of those banner ads?
Absolutely. With Facebook, I recommend going to business.facebook.com, and you'll go there when you're logged into Facebook so that you can follow the steps to create your business account. Once that's created, you have an ad account with Facebook, and you have more features, you have more capabilities, you have more options, and you're able to do everything that we talked about today, plus more, in that ad account. And in the ad account, you create your ad campaigns, you define your daily budgets, what you're willing to spend, and Facebook will follow those rules and make sure that you're spending just that amount.
It's pretty easy with Facebook to get started.
It's pretty easy with Facebook. A lot of people think they need to go pay tons of money to these Facebook advertisers, and it's honestly very easy. Right. It's worth your time. And
there's Facebook. I mean, Facebook has their own tutorials. I mean, they want you to spend money with them. So they do a lot of ways to learn. Okay.
Google. So let's Google for a minute. I'm sure many of you have received a postcard in the mail from Google with the $100 ad credit because they want you to go sign up for an account. And I have talked with hundreds of business owners who use that spend more money, and then say, I'm never using Google Ads again because it's completely ineffective. And that's just because you managed the campaign wrong. The other thing Google tries to do is get you into AdWords Express. Some of you may have tried AdWords Express. I strongly urge everyone to stay far away, run miles away from AdWords Express. It's garbage. It's Google's way of helping local small businesses to quickly get ads up who don't have time to run their ads, which is, I think, a lot of us. But what Google doesn't tell you is Google shows your ads for far more than what you target. So even when you go to ads.google.com and you create your ad account there, which is what you want to do, go to google.com/ads, go create your account and start creating those campaigns and do your keyword research in Google. But what Google doesn't tell you is if you target pet store near me as a keyword, Google will also show your ad for how to start a pet store, how to get a job at a pet store, how much do pet stores make, everything that you don't want your ad to show up for. And so then you're having your ads show up and you're getting those clicks and you're wasting your budget and your budget's going out the window.
AdWords Express?
That's AdWords Express and Google Ads. But in AdWords Express, you have no control over it.
I see.
Whereas in Google Ads, you have control over it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where search queries come in. So in Google Ads, one thing that everyone should look for is when you go to the Keywords tab in Google Ads, there's a tab within that tab called Search Terms. And in the Search Terms tab, it will show you all the various terms that Google is showing your ad for and what keyword you targeted that triggered that term. And so what you do is you go in there every week and you want to negate the terms that you never want to show up for again. That way Google over time refines its campaign. And if you were to pay a management agency to manage that campaigns, that's one of the things that a management agency does is every week they're looking at all the different queries that Google's showing your ads for, and they're refining that for you so that over time, you initially launch your campaign and it's like casting a net out to a sea of fish that you want to catch, but there's really only certain fish in there that you want. So over time, your campaign should evolve and refine itself so that you're really only targeting the right terms that you're willing to pay for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So for Google, we know not to be, about the postcard. If it didn't work, don't give up just yet. You have to rework the plan. Don't go through AdWords Express. Go to google.com/ads. But before they go to ads, do they have to do anything with Google My Business? Are they two totally different things?
So everyone should create a Google My Business page if you haven't already. Okay. That's what gets you found, at least somewhat. And once you create your Google Ads account, there is a feature in there called Ad Extensions. And in the extensions, there's a location extension that will allow you to integrate your Google Business page with your ad account.
Okay.
Once you integrate that, that's what enables you to have your ads show up in the Google Map Pack and in Google Maps. If you do not integrate your Google Business page, you will not have the option to show there.
Got it. So they need to create their Google My Business page and make sure everything's up to date. And then they'd create their ad account at google.com/ads. They get this ad extension that connects the two together, and now they can start planning their ads.
Yep. And it's really easy. You just add the extension, and then Google has you log in with your Google account that manages the business page. You connect it, and you're done.
Mm-hmm. Boom. We're done. Okay. Got it. Not kidding. You guys got it? You guys all got it? Everyone watching got it?
Hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. This has been wonderful. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to type them if you're watching live. If you're watching the replay, you're welcome to come back to the Facebook group for the Pet Boss Club and ask questions. And Brandon right now and Patrick, your business partner, are both in the club as mentors and experts, so you can tag either of them if you have a question, and hopefully they'll answer. You guys have been great, pretty quick about answering. But let's see, what else? We will have the slides available for you guys up in the membership portal. The replay of this will also live in the membership portal, and we will notify you when the replay is available. I think that was it for my questions. Oh, I guess I did want to ask you, looking back at everything you've told us today, if there was one thing, and I know it's hard, I guess this is hard because everyone's going to have a different business, but if there was one thing they did out of whether it's a coupon offer or retargeting or banner ads? Like out of all the things you talked about, what's one thing you think would be the most impactful to driving business?
Absolutely. So as a local business, you want to do things on both the organic and the paid side. A lot of local businesses in this industry do not have their online foundation built correctly. They do not have the organic part built correctly. And that's what NextPod does, right? NextPod does all that. The paid side, you have to be very careful, and because a lot of us have very specific budgets, and it's like, what's going to be most impactful? And I would 100% say Google ads first before your Facebook ads. And I think that's very opposite thinking than a lot of people have in this industry. And the reason why is, wouldn't you rather target people's intent to buy or go somewhere than to try and interrupt someone and incentivize them to come to the store?
Yeah.
And when your ads are super untapped and super inexpensive, now's the time to jump in and do it. And even if it's a $200 monthly budget that you jump into Google Ads and do, it's gonna be impactful. And then I would also say implementing retargeting with Google natively is the next thing I would do, because having your ads show up is free, right? Until people click on that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you 100%.
Awesome.
After listening and learning from you. No.
I learn from you all the time too. This is great.
That's awesome. All right. Well, Brandon, I know you are so busy. You guys are like so busy at NextPod that I cannot thank you enough for taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk to our community for this hour and to teach us. So thank you.
Absolutely. And thank you for having me.
All right, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'll talk to you guys all very soon. Bye-bye.
We'll see you guys.